I'm going to give you my full 90-day blueprint that I created that's going to help you change your life and become the man that you want to be. The reason that you're watching this video is because you've already probably tried to get in shape, to follow a plan, to make a system, and it probably never stuck. And the truth is, there's a reason why it doesn't stick for you. I've been there, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what I've built for myself to allow myself to follow the plan, to follow a system, and become truly disciplined when no one is watching me. And then I'm going to make sure that you understand how to implement it into your life so that at the end of this video, you truly have a plan of action of how to become the best version of yourself and how to be that man who shows up. You're probably someone who either works a job, but you're ambitious enough that you want to build something for yourself and you're trying to build something for yourself, or you've already built something for yourself and you're just not disciplined enough to make sure that your system is running on autopilot, that you don't need to think of the decisions you need to make every day. Things are already planned out and you're that person who shows up to them without fault. I was in the position that you're in. I was the person who, when I quit my job and ran my business and was making money and had no one watching me, I wasn't showing up. I'm making this video because I want to give you as much information as possible so you can become the version of yourself that you want to become. The only thing I ask is that you don't just save this video and watch it later and say I'll get back to it and never do. I want you to genuinely take the information that's in this video, take notes if you need to, and take action on the things I'm going to tell you. Because I promise you that if you take the information from this video and you slowly implement it into your life, you're going to have a tremendous change 90 days from now. The reason that you've probably tried multiple times to work out, to follow a plan consistently and it hasn't worked, is because you don't actually have any structure. You have no true foundation to lay on to actually hold yourself accountable on those bad days. A good plan is made for the bad times, not for the good times. Don't look at your schedule on a good week and say, wow, I really followed it. Look at your schedule on a bad week and say, how many times did I still show up? That's the core of who you are. If you can't show up on a standard on a bad week, then that's the version of you that truly exists. You're not lazy. You just don't have the blueprint. You don't have the system. You don't have the foundation. Laziness is someone who doesn't have ambition. Laziness is someone who doesn't want bigger things for themselves, who doesn't want to do anything at all. You want to do those things for yourself, but you're struggling because you don't know how. You're trying to show up earlier in the morning. You're trying to sit at your desk and do a bunch of hours of work for yourself. You're trying to go to the gym consistently, but you're not doing it and you're failing. And then you just don't believe in your ability and you're calling it laziness when it's a lack of structure. When other people are relying on you, it's easier to show up because you're not showing up for yourself. You're showing up for someone else. And the real reason is that you're showing up because someone else will know if you don't. If you have meetings with colleagues or client meetings, if you don't show up, that person is going to know that you didn't show up and it might change their perception of you. And that bothers you. So you're going to show up. But when it comes to showing up for yourself, going to the gym when no one knows that you have to, all of a sudden it's so much easier to miss because you've not showed up so many times for yourself that you started to believe it was okay. And it's about reprogramming your brain to know that it's not okay. You're just as important, if not more important, than the other people in your life. You have to treat yourself and hold yourself accountable the same way you do when someone else is holding you accountable. I'm going to help you get there through this 90-day blueprint. Last year, I didn't have any boss. I officially quit my job and I was trading full-time, making my own money. I also started my own online business where I was helping other people and I had to show up for them. But what I realized is that the discipline I thought I had was not truly the discipline that I actually had when it came to me just doing things for myself when no one was watching me. My workouts, my nutrition, when I had to actually show up and do deep work for myself, sit at my desk, plan my funnel, create my landing page, create my content, plan my YouTube videos, all of these things, I realized how bad I was at showing up for myself. And not the fact that I was lazy, but the fact that I didn't know how to do any of it. I didn't know how to show up, and I was consistently not showing up. It got so bad to the point where there were weeks where I would plan things out for myself on Sunday. Monday would start, I would trade in the morning, and the rest of the day I had open, I would literally just start scrolling on my phone because I was so overwhelmed with information and so overwhelmed at the fact that I wasn't able to show up for myself that I would literally go on my couch, depressed, ashamed, and I would scroll for the rest of the day. That happened to me last year, and it made me realize how difficult it truly is to show up for yourself when no one's watching you. And it's something that you only find out when it's only you in that room by yourself. And no one knows if you do the work or not, if you show up to the gym or not, only you know. I've been through it. I built this system because I had to learn the hard way that I wasn't the guy who shows up for himself to get the work done when no one watches me. That was the sad truth that I had to face. And the system is what helped me become the person that I am now. The person that follows his nutrition, the person that works out 3, 4, 5 times a week, the person that shows up and still helps all of his clients, the person that runs his online business, the person that's able to plan the work that needs to get done, the person that has a morning routine, a night routine, the person that's in the best shape of his life, the person that feels and has the energy to conquer the day, the person that believes now that he can show up for himself. All of that came from me following this system that I'm going to give you because I needed it first. Before I tried to give it to anyone else, I was the one I made it for. The character development system is a 90-day, 12-week program designed to help you become the version who shows up for yourself. It doesn't start with a workout plan. It doesn't start with a meal plan. First thing is an audit. The way that it works, you break down your week hour by hour, every single thing that you know for sure is already taken, slotted, obligated, non-negotiable. The times that you spend with friends, the times that you spend with family, all of that needs to be taken into account. Now, what we're trying to build is we're trying to build the ideal schedule of the best version of yourself. Whatever your goal is, you need to first ask yourself, who do I want to be? What is this best version of myself? Build it out. What are his hobbies? What does he do? How many times does he work out? How does he eat? How many calories does he follow? Write it down. Now, once you have that list, understand what are the things that you're doing that he doesn't do. Get them out of your schedule. What are the things that he does do that you're not doing? They need to be added into your schedule. And now you need to work backwards. First, you need to create the full schedule as if you were that person already. The vision board. The schedule that one day you're going to follow step by step because that's the person you're going to become. The important core part of the blueprint is that you're not trying to follow the whole schedule. You're adding one variable every single week and making sure that you're sticking to it that week before you add another variable the next week. That's all you're going to do. You're going to focus on that one variable for 1 week. If you're not able to follow that variable every single day for that week, you don't move on to the next week. You try again that whole week until you fill a full week of following that one variable without ever missing the day. Always something small. You never need to add 3 workouts. If you want to add your workouts in, add 1 workout day. You're not trying to add 3 workout days into the same week because if you're never showing up to work out, you're probably not going to work out 3 times. So show up that one time. Show up 1 time that week so you know that you're going to show up. Then the next week, add a second workout day, or add a cardio day, or add a read a book in your morning routine day. It's about adding 1 variable at a time for 12 weeks. And once you become the person who's good enough to show up 1 week at a time and actually stick to that week and do that 12 weeks in a row, you either added 12 new variables to your life that you're officially sticking to, or you added a certain amount of variables that you needed and then you had the extra weeks to just consistently stick to it over and over and over. Remember, you're not lazy, you just don't have the structure. Don't expect your life to change overnight by adding a bunch of things and expecting to be that person because you're not that person. You can be that person, but you're not that person right now, and you're not going to become that person by adding too much on your plate because that's exactly why you do nothing. You're overwhelmed. Become the version who's okay with waiting for progress. Small steps, and you'll get there. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. That is the 90-day character development system broken down for you. The character development audit your schedule hour by hour for the 7 days of the week and understand exactly where your time needs to go to other people, obligations and non-negotiables. Then understand the time that you actually have to fit in your real schedule. Then create the avatar of the best version of yourself and write down a list of all the things that he does that you don't do and all the things that you're doing that he doesn't do that you need to remove. And then every single week, you're either adding a variable or you're removing a variable of a bad habit that you have that the best version of you doesn't have. That is the development plan. I promise you, if you want it, you will get there. So tonight, first make the calendar. Tomorrow, think about the small thing that you can add. Now I'm talking so small that you can still stick to it on a bad day. It can't be something that on a bad day you're not going to do. It has to be something that you can stick to on the worst week possible. Something that you can still show up to because that's what's going to build the confidence. And that's what this is all about. It's about building confidence in your ability to show up for the things you tell yourself you're going to do because for your whole life you haven't been doing it. Or you haven't been doing it consistently, so you don't believe yourself right now that you can stick to something. Even if you're telling yourself you do, your mind does not, and you have to prove yourself wrong. Don't start Monday. Start tonight. Build your calendar. You can go do this now on your own. And the reason I gave you all this information is because I believe that you can do it. All I ask is that you go take action. You have the blueprint, now go use it.